What's up, guys? I'm Alex.
I'm Jason. We're the Table Monkeys, and this is Table Talks, episode 25. So,
Quarter century.
Yeah, quarter 100 mark.
Yeah,
whatever.
We'll get there one day.
Yeah. But they are piling up.
Yeah.
And, this was that practice. If you guys saw the Yonicosaurus feeding frenzy video, this is that same practice.
It was an awesome practice.
Yeah, so much power there that day.
So much power. Had fellow Fortis member Jeremy Hamilton come out, and you'll also get to see his pulling today.
Yeah.
But we got a bunch of topics we want to cover as this pulling is in the background.
Yeah, that's how we do these things. We talk about a bunch of stuff, some usually related to arm wrestling, sometimes not, while we watch our previous practice. So, first topic I think is upcoming matches.
Yes, BAL is back.
Is not happening. It's happening in secret. We're having peaceful protests in which people compete in arm wrestling to see who's more peaceful. And
it happened years ago, back when COVID wasn't even a thing.
Yeah, these are all just old matches that we're replaying. They're happening in an alternate universe.
We're just trying to copy Arm TV.
Yeah, same as this practice. This is actually an alternate universe in which COVID does not exist.
Exactly. Anyway,
back to the topic at hand, which is
a round robin
at about 200-ish pounds.
Yeah, with 8 men.
eight dudes getting together. And so an 8-man round robin, which is a lot of fun. We ran some round robins back in the summer for BAL. And
you participated in 8-man round robin.
For Ironmans with Yannick. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that was a heavy group. I got my ass handed to me there, but
it makes for great matches, makes for great content. It's going to be a fun day.
Yeah,
and all the guys we have are very evenly balanced.
It's a very, very tight group for sure.
Yeah.
Everybody's got different advantages and disadvantages and a number of different styles. So
a lot of us have pulled before together, so we kind of know what to expect. But
everybody hasn't pulled everybody. Like it's not like a team getting together and just having a pull. Like there's Matt and Paul. So those guys pull together.
Yeah.
Do they pull with Evan? Sometimes
I don't think so. Matt and Paul, maybe Paul has pulled with Evan, but Matt and Paul now are training with the dumbbell team with Mark Hoover.
Yeah.
I know Evan was a team member with Derek.
Oh, okay. So they've probably pulled.
I'm sure they've pulled.
Point. Yeah. And but Derek has pulled with Evan.
Yeah.
We've pulled with Derek. You pull with Mike. So
so let's just go over the list.
Go over the list.
Yeah.
Right. Who's in this round robin?
So starting top, we have myself, and then we have Derek Askey, who has been on our videos a bunch before, and I've had a match with him last summer, which I got my ass handed to. So I'm hoping to get some revenge there.
Yeah.
Then we've got Mike, who's another one of our team members. Super strong dude.
Yeah, Mike Smith. Currently nicknamed Mr. Smith. If you guys can come up with a better nickname for him, he would like to change away from that one.
Yep.
Mike's strong, and he doesn't have a ton of competition experience, so it's a good competition for him.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's strong. And then Umesh, who a lot of you guys probably know. Umesh he's had some matches here before, and he's been in a number of our videos.
Yep. And he's looking really big right now.
Yeah.
Making those lockdown gains.
Yeah, exactly. He's got nothing to do but sit home and train, and he's got a pulley system and a table, so very specific training going on there, and he's definitely getting strong.
Yeah.
And then Matt, we mentioned.
Yeah, Matt Tanner or Matt Osborne, I'm not sure. And he's a dumbbell puller.
Right.
What's their club name?
It's what is
Armed and
Dangerous.
Armed and Dangerous. Yeah. So he trains with Mark Hoover. He trains with Rick Heidebrick.
Yeah.
He trains with both of the Dalton brothers.
Yeah, and Tyler Hamilton trains with them sometimes.
Cool.
Who's there right now pulling?
Oh yeah.
In the backwards cap with Luke, who's also in the round robin.
Yeah.
Representing the Iron Arms Club.
Yeah, so he gets trained with Yannick and Nadir all the time.
So he's strong.
Yeah, he's really strong.
A lot of side pressure. And then
we have Evan Keller.
Yeah,
Evan Keller. He's one of Derek's teammates. I'm not sure what he's been doing too much recently. Couldn't find a lot on him. He's kind of an enigma. All I know is that he's got a big hand and likes to top roll.
Right. Right.
But Derek says he's strong and crafty, but has strong fundamentals. So
all right,
I'm sure he's going to be good puller, a good dangerous puller for everyone.
Yeah, should fit in good with the group. And then finally there's Paul
Belmore.
Paul Belmore, yeah.
Big Ray's brother.
Yeah. And he is big as well.
He's like 6'5", 6'6",
tall,
like
big
that.
hand, long levers.
Likes top roll or press.
Yeah.
Very crafty as well.
Yeah.
A lot of
he's got a good press, and he gets to it like quickly, like he's tricky with it.
Yeah.
So
it's anybody's game, really. Everyone's got a lot of different styles in this round robin, and anybody can win because we all have 7 matches. It's going to be
that's
tough.
the thing with the round robin, right? Is you don't pull the same guy twice, so every match is a little different. So you only get one crack at each person.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what to expect, you can you can get caught off guard.
Exactly. And, so we didn't want it to just be you only have one crack at this guy. So if you go 7-0 and second place goes 6-1, well, we want to make sure that one loss was
that was definitely to the better puller.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a specified super match at the end, regardless of the record between first and second.
Yeah.
The only way that'll change is if there's actually a tie between second and third.
Right.
In which case the super match will be between second and third, and first place will take the win.
Yeah.
From that.
Yeah, and that can only happen in one scenario where it goes 7-0 and then 2 guys go 5-2, which actually did happen this past summer at one of our round robins. Which
so that's why we wanted to make sure that we had a situation plan for that.
Yeah.
But it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah. And there's gonna be a little bit of money on the line. You guys are all buying in a little bit, so there's something to gain other than just YouTube fame.
Everyone will be putting in their best effort, and
everybody will. It's gonna be it should be a good day of pulling. Again, it's really even with everybody, and the way the draws went, nobody really has an easy road. Some people have a little bit easier, like first few rounds maybe than their ending rounds, and I mean, again, styles make matches, so that's just us looking at the draw and going based
making
on
assumptions,
based on styles and our Devon's hill, and the way we're using it to analyze matches, which ones might line up, but
really we don't know.
Yeah,
so you're just gonna have to wait for the video, which will come out at some time.
Yeah,
be filmed at some place.
Yeah, only the people participating know when this is happening, so it's the only way to make sure that the alternate universe doesn't get invaded by the current universe.
You want to stay far away from that universe.
Yeah. And then later in the future, there's also some matches going down where Toronto, we got a bunch of our Toronto guys going to head out to Pembroke.
Yeah, a little club versus club action.
Yeah.
Bringing the community together.
Yep.
Spreading the love.
Trying to. Again, not sure when it's going to happen, not sure where it's going to happen. Pretty sure it's in an alternate universe.
Mm-hmm. I think so, yeah.
But at some point, the Pembroke guys are going to meet up with some of the Toronto guys. And we got some good matches there too, eh? It's
going to be another crazy day.
Yeah.
This is going to be I'm not even going to say. Let's just talk about the matches.
We got some left-handed matches and some right-handed matches. They're all going to be super matches.
Best of 5 as usual.
Best of 5, yeah. So we've got you versus their guy Jay.
Yeah.
I don't know much about him.
I don't know anything about him. All you told me was that
I think he's big. I think he's like 6'4" and like 250-ish kind of maybe. Okay. I'm not really sure. I think he's a bigger guy.
I was thinking about it. Like I was gonna ask Evan for like some advice on like how this guy's pulls and like what should I do. But then I thought, I really only have one move on my left, so it doesn't really matter.
Just silver bullet. Just go in there and make it happen. And you've got enough table IQ that if it doesn't work, but the match stops, you might be able to figure out what's going on and work your way around it. But just go in with a silver bullet there.
And then we have you, Mr. Tiny, against Zach Sadler on left arm.
Yeah, and this is actually so Zach was my very first tournament ever. He was my first open pull. So like I went to my first tournament and I did novice and then I did open, and I got kind of fucked up on my right arm, but on my left arm I was good. Went undefeated on my left arm on novice and said, let's try open and see like what the difference is. And he was my first match on open, and he just kind of turned me into a hook and he pulled me down. It got like a little sticky for a second. He kind of looked at me like, what? And then he just finished the job nice and easy. And
why are you even trying?
Yeah, he's like, no, you don't have to try. It's okay. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to a sort of redemption match there with him. I'm definitely a lot different of a puller than I was then. And he recently went up against Dustin, who is one of our teammates here, and somebody I pull with left a lot. And I know Dustin, so we know how each other pulls. So like in practice, we feel pretty even. Like I'd say we're pretty 50-50 in practice, and Dustin kind of ran through Zach.
Yeah.
But that was also game plan wise. Like Dustin really knew what Zach was trying to do, and he knew how to keep him away from where he was trying to go. And
I think we can be pretty sure that Zach's gonna execute the same tactic.
Yeah, well, even talking to Evan, I mean, he's kind of silver bullet, I think, on his left. Like he wants to get inside and get to his press.
Yeah.
And I do have a pretty good Kings move with my left, but I've also
got some other things,
got some other tricks up my sleeve,
yeah.
and practicing with Dustin so much, especially on the left, I definitely feel like I've got a pretty close version to his hit on my left. So yeah, there's no need to hide on this one. It's going to be my plan is just to try to do the same thing that Dustin did, basically.
45.
Yeah, exactly. Good old Houghton high hook. And yeah, if that works round 1 and 2, if I get up and I get confident, maybe we'll see how the Kings move holds up against his press for fun, because it is practice matches, and but I do want to solidify the win for sure. And then
up next we have our boy Mike Smith going up against Rich. But we don't know too much about Rich. He's another newer puller, but
I think he's taller as well. I think he's like 6'5" or something. So Mike is, Mike's 6'2", but Rich will have the leverage advantage for sure. So, and I think, he pulls with those guys. Evan said he's pretty strong. He's got some good spots. So,
there's no question that he'll know how to pulling with BLM and Evan all the time.
Yeah.
So hopefully it'll be a good matchup.
Yeah. And Mike is a strong inside puller with his left. Like if he gets his hook established, it's strong.
It's tough.
Yeah. And then finally on left hand, we don't know if it's going to happen or not.
We really hope
we're really trying to do what we can to make it happen.
Yeah.
But hopefully we get to see the freight train take on the Hitman.
Dude,
this would be a good match.
This would be the match of the day, I think.
So that would be Anthony Biafore versus Alan Ford. Now, Alan Ford, obviously, Anthony's been pulling for like 2.5, maybe 3 years in total. And Alan's got like 15 years experience or something, and
high level competition experience.
Yeah, he's been elite with. I'm pretty sure he's been elite with both arms. I know his right is his money arm, and definitely better than his left. But I don't know back when he was like really, really active if they were closer.
Right.
Like if his left and right were that much closer. But
right now, Alan's currently ranked seventh in Ontario
at
on 198. At 198.
Yeah.
So and since his left arm is not his stronger arm, we're thinking that's what gives Anthony the chance here.
Yeah, it's a good match for Anthony, like stylistically,
right,
and it's also a kind of a good match for Alan stylistically. Like it kind of comes down to a strength thing.
They're both good counters for each other. Right?
Yeah, which kind of brings it to strength, right? Yeah. Like rule number 1, and I would give Anthony the advantage on the strength game in a large margin, but it just depends on if they're the right strengths, if he's able to execute the right game plans and everything to really. To mitigate Alan's top roll
on the day,
is when it's going to come down.
But we really hope that match that happens. But it's not confirmed yet.
It would be a huge win for Anthony, and it would just going to be a good match either way to watch. So,
right arm.
To right arm.
To right arm.
Right arm, there are some big matches as well.
Let's leave your match for the end.
Let's leave those 2 matches for the end. Okay. Let's start down here.
All right.
So you guys saw Big Paul. Did we nickname him in that one?
No, we didn't. Yet, but his nickname currently is Goldilocks.
Yeah, it could be Young Bull.
Change,
it could be whatever. Like this kid is, he's rising fast. He's doing pretty good, and he's got a frame.
Dude.
He is built with a frame. He's got his hand is bigger than mine. He's taller than you.
6'4".
Yeah.
He's bigger. He's weighs more than me. Right now. He's like 235, 240.
Yeah. Powerlifter, right? Or was it Olympic lifting?
Powerlifting,
right? Yeah. So he's got a base to work with here, and he just beat Derek. And that was a crazy match. Like that, none of us had Paul picked. You told me the match, and I was like, no, man, that's like Paul's not ready for that yet. And I know maybe Derek underestimated him a bit, and maybe didn't come in 100% fresh, but it was a 3-1 victory for Paul, and it was table IQ that got him the win.
Exactly.
It was the fact that he searched for positions, he got to his press, he made transitions. Like it was really, really good pulling.
Right,
it wasn't like Derek gave him the match. You know what I mean?
Which is great because we knew Paul was strong.
Yeah.
But him showing this level of table IQ really exemplifies how much he's progressing. And he's only 6 to 7 months in, so we can only expect him just to grow and flourish.
Yeah,
even
and he's
more.
just been getting better. Like every practice, he's getting better and better. So he will be taking on Rich, who Mike pulled on left.
Yeah.
Right. So he's going to be taking Rich on the right arm.
We actually, side note, we actually made a mistake. Mike Smith's not going to pull Rich on on left. He's going to pull Big B.
Oh, he's going to pull Brendan, right?
Big Brendan, yeah.
Big Brendan? Oh, okay. I thought that. Okay, Mike's pulling Big Brendan on left. Sorry about that. But on right, Rich, who we talked about on left, is a taller guy, newer guy. He's definitely older than Paul. Paul's only 20 years old. He's a young kid. But so like frame-wise, they're going to be relatively similar. But age and experience, they should be relatively similar.
And hand size. I actually saw Rich and Devin put their hands up together, and their hands matched. So we can assume that Rich has got a big hand, just like Paul.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that Paul's is as big as Devin's. It's a little bigger than mine, but maybe not as big as Devin's.
Okay.
Like Devin's is
longer.
Yeah, noticeably bigger than mine. So
but either
I feel
way,
like it's right in the middle. But it's anyway, so that's going to be a good match. We're excited to see that. And then Mike is going to take Brendan on right as well. Yeah. Right. So Mike and Big Brendan are going to be pulling right and left. So I guess we didn't talk about that on left. So on right, Mike pulls similar on his right.
Yeah, he's
maybe got a couple more options on his right, like top roll wise and stuff.
Yeah, and he's learning his press better on his right.
Yeah, he gets to his press really well on his right. He can get there with his left, but yeah, it's definitely more connected on his right.
Yeah. And Brandon, from what I've seen, is got long levers, strong hand, but also likes to go for a press.
Yeah, he likes to come in for a press. And he likes to looks like he likes to kind of post top roll and then jump into it. Mm-hmm. So if Mike can keep him away from his hand and time that transition so he doesn't let him get to that press, that could be good. I would give Mike the endurance just because he's such an athlete. Mm-hmm. In this one, Brendan, I think I would give him the hand because after I've pulled with him, he's bigger. He's like 6'4" ish. I don't know if he's that tall, but he's bigger.
Around
he's
that height,
he's like thick and got a big hand. Thick hand and everything, so it's going to be a good match. If Mike can turn him into a hook, I think Mike will take it. But turning him into a hook is going to be a lot easier said than done because his hand is pretty substantial.
Exactly. Yeah. And if Brandon can get to his press, then I think it's bad news for Mike.
I don't think Mike can hold his press if he gets there. So next match is your left-handed match, and your right-handed match. Sorry, and you'll be taking on Zach Sadler. So Zach is definitely a more left-handed puller, and your right is getting good. So this, I think, this is a pretty even match.
Yeah. Well, I would give him the edge. I did pull in a little bit in the after PAL, and he could deal me pretty handily. I got to be
honest, but your hand has it's made like a considerable level up.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that's the case.
Yeah,
for sure.
So I agree. I would give Zach the advantage for sure. It's not when I said even, I just meant like you're in it.
Yeah. But he's got a very tough style to deal with. You know, he's gonna commit.
Is he same on his right?
From what I've
seen, much an inside puller.
He's a presser. Yeah. Or a hook and side pressure guy on his right arm as well.
So, do you want to do Would you have any ideas?
Yeah, I kind of have two ideas. I mean, it's either Matt Mask versus Jerry or it's Devin versus Jerry. Yeah. So it's either low hand top roll transition to press, or it's commit my shoulder myself and just win the cup game. Get him in a high hook outside of the shoulder. Those I think are the two best options for me. I don't think going to King's move is the best option. I think he's just going to have way too much power to push me off the pad. Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, and your King's move is getting good, but it's not.
It's a good defensive tool for me.
You're not great at coming back from it, and I don't know that it's so it's tricky where it stops things, but I don't know that it's got a good hold. Like if he's in his press, it's like that's how I hurt my right Pullinger was like holding that press off with the King's move, you know.
Yeah.
So it can be a difficult thing to do. Even like Evan saying for me versus Zach on left, like he just wants to see me drop out into the Kings and Zach in his press and just see what happens there. It's like I don't want to get to that position.
No.
That's not a great position.
It's not
for
necessarily the best position against the press.
Unless I'm controlling it, unless it's like I know that he's outside his shoulder and it's his desperation of trying to get to it and I'm in control, then it's not too bad. But if I'm just catching his press with a King's move, it's because there's no bone lock, as much as we say it is a technical move, it is, but the bone lock does come into play, obviously.
Sure.
And it'll definitely help you hold off a press, where if you don't have that, your bicep's going to give out pretty quick before their body weight gives out.
Yeah. So probably won't be going to a King's move unless it's to let desperation defend something, but that's not my plan.
Yeah.
But should be a great match, and I really hope that we get the victory there.
Yeah. And then, so we'll go my match and then the last match. Okay. I think
so
I'm going to say that's the biggest match.
Yeah.
So my match, I guess Evan, he got fucking run over by the pork chop, just derailed, just destroyed. And he was like, you know what? I'd like an easy win. Yeah. So he fucking messages me up and says, hey, how about we bring the Toronto guys up here and you let me kick your ass right arm? So I'll be pulling Evan on right arm, which is definitely more than I was planning on. I planned everything out from after this surgery. I had like everything planned out and down to like the people I was expecting to kind of challenge or take on. And Evan was not at the beginning of that list. He was near. He was closer to the end.
Yeah.
But
so he's currently ranked number 3.
He's currently ranked number 3 on right arm, and his right arm is tricky, especially like it's strong in a hook. It's strong with a press. It's strong to the side. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting match.
Yeah, we talk about your match with Evan in our last video a little bit more, so check that out if you want to hear more about like the idea behind game plan.
Yeah, we don't need to break it down too much there.
Yeah, you're the underdog here. You don't really want to give out your plan because you really have to execute.
And I don't know. I mean, I don't know that if I'm kind of thinking about it. Like, I don't know how much adjusting he'll even want to do, because he's kind of a silver bullet guy with his right. Like from the matches I've seen, he doesn't adjust much, as like we said in the other video. He's either trying to hook and drive or he's trying to press. So we'll see if I can expand my game a little bit more, because I definitely don't think my King's move will stop his press.
No.
If he gets to it, I don't think it'll look like the Christian Gilbert match. My goal is going to be to keep him away from his.
Doesn't Christian Gilbert have a bone lock?
I don't know if he does, but I don't think I'll be able to hold his press the way that Christian seemed to be able to, and
you're trying to be more versatile anyway, so you want to experiment with this new style you've been working on.
Yeah, that's the goal. Is that I've been expanding my game, and the goal is going to be to use that to keep him away from his press. And if need be, I think once the match is going, if he's trying to bring the match back across the table, hopefully, then my King's move becomes different. But if
becomes an option.
Yeah, I what I'm really trying to get away from with the King's move, and if you're a King's mover out there, maybe this is valuable information. You don't want to use it defensively all the time. Like, it's good it's reasonable to bail out to it defensively sometimes, but if you can have an offensive lane in which your failure route is a King's move, like when that offensive lane fails, you end up in a King's move. To me, that's the best use of it. At least that's what's been better for me, is trying to find that.
Like, for example, a low hand top roll, but the other person has more arm and side pressure, so they start taking your arm. Instead of dropping your arm, you transition into a King's move.
You commit to your pronation, and you start to fight for some more rise, and you continue to pull with the drag that you've already established with your low hand top roll. And
then hopefully you get the stop and the match continues.
That's a good example. I don't know. There's pretty much the end, isn't it? We're getting pretty close.
Yeah, but on to the final match. Let's just cover this quickly.
We do have to cover the final match.
That is going to be Mohinder, another Toronto guy, more East Toronto, but still Toronto. He's still one of us.
Yeah.
Going against the great BLM.
On right arm.
Right arm.
And this is an exciting match.
This is really exciting.
We pulled with Mo a couple weeks ago, and he is feeling like steel.
Yeah.
And he didn't hit at all. Like, he just slowly dropped everybody back and rolled out into his top roll and was just
dominating.
Unmovable. So
it's going to be an amazing
a good match.
BLM is coming back from a little injury, so we're not sure how fresh he's going to be. But
he was just toying with Louis the other day, just playing with him. So should be a good match. Anyway, like the video.
Leave feedback in the comments.
Yeah, subscribe, all
share,
that stuff.
Hit that bell.
The bell button, new thing. Try the bell button.
We're gonna
see
keep
if that
saying
works.
that.
Yeah. And I think that's it.
Monkeys out.
Peace.